Hey everybody, Joel here with The Fighting Method. So today I want to talk to you about a few videos that I've seen on Facebook from an instructor about how to defend yourself. And I'm seeing a lot of self-defense videos about how to defend yourself in certain instances. Well, I'm here to tell you that not everything that is being shown or being said is truth. Because there's a lot of elements, a lot of things that are being missed into self-defense themselves. So hang on and I'll be right with you. So we're back. So this self-defense video that was explained on Facebook was about how to carry a certain weapon without it being a weapon. It wasn't called this, but it was a self-defense video. And it goes on to speak about, keeping your distance from the person. But if you're in a close corridor, if you're combined or there's a lot of people around, you got to be aware. Number one, you just got to be aware of your surroundings. Bottom line, be aware of where you're at and what's available to you. Okay? Understand how to look at people and how to judge. If you're a bad judge of character, then you're going to have bad judge of character on what somebody might do to you, okay? If you're a nice person, then you might be a little bit more passive what they do or what you'll be accepting. If you're more aggressive, then you might be considered an asshole or hyper-vigilant. But going on, so the thing is the big key, the big tip was carry a pen with you, okay? Just a regular writing pen, a pencil, whatever. You can walk around, it's inconspicuous, everybody has one. It's not considered a weapon, okay, until it's used as a weapon, okay? That being said, the instruction was, if somebody comes at you, just thrust it at them or just stick it at them like this and then run away. Well, number one, yes, if they're threatening you, fine, okay? But on the other hand, if you pull it out and you stick it at somebody, you have to consider what is about to happen before you stick it at somebody and after you stick it at somebody, okay? If you get them where it's vital and it drops them, fine. But if you're afraid to stick somebody, even with a knife or a pen, if you're afraid to stick them with a pen, all you're going to do is piss them off. Holding a pen in your hand and showing them your weapon isn't the ideal scenario. You don't want to say, okay, I have a pen, I'm going to take down your number. Okay, hold on, let me grab my pen out. Okay, in this instance, if they're breaching on you hard and fast, and you're reaching for your pen or whatever you're looking for, it's too late. Okay, here's what happens. Nobody is used to this at all. You have to train it and train it and train it and train it. The sad and bad thing about that is you can't really train truly with objects such as a pen, okay? Even if you have another partner at you, even if they're padded, there is always somebody who will end up injured. Now, you have to look at the pen you're carrying also, okay? Is the pen flexible? Yes, I can hold it in my hand tight and then stick it into somebody, fine, okay? But if I stick it into somebody, do you know what it feels like when you've stuck it into a person? Are you going to pull it out? Or is it going to stay in there? Or what happens exactly when you puncture a body part? Okay? Not many people know this. Okay? So you have to understand what it feels like to puncture through something. Okay? Especially flesh. Now, on the other hand, or the other part of this is the psychological part of this. Okay, psychologically, you're trying to defend yourself and do as little as possible to get away safely, but enough to maim or keep the person away from you. Okay, if the person is coked out on cocaine or whatever, they're going to keep coming. Okay, because they don't realize at that time what has happened. They'll look at it and it'll be a surprise, but they'll keep on coming. Okay, if somebody is on some type of drug that they just it just doesn't matter to them, they're going to keep on coming, regardless of what you've just done. Okay, so a pen, yes, but pen used in a certain manner works better than just sticking it and hoping to God you can go and run, okay? Because if you have the chance to run, then you have the chance to not even be in that situation, okay? If you have that chance to stick it in somebody, then you have that chance to walk away even further, okay? Make it a little bit more difficult for them to come after you, okay? I'm not saying turn your back and walk away. I'm saying simply just create more space. Get more space, walk away. Don't make sure that they're not following you. If they're following you and they actually confront you, then it's going to happen. The other part of it is being trained correctly, okay, with any type of weapon, regardless of what it is. Now, little inconspicuous weapons like this are great. Perfect tip, yes. But when you're telling somebody, just stick it in them and run, okay? If you've ever stuck anybody or anything, any living thing, we'll put it that way, with a knife, with a pen, with, I don't care, whatever it is, if you've ever stuck any living thing with it, your mind, your body goes into a certain shock also, because you can't believe what has just happened, because you can't undo what you have just done. And you don't know if that person is going to live or die by your hand. That's the situation. So yes, if you have the mind and presence of, I'm going to stick him and I'm fine with whatever happens to him afterward, I'm good. But 99% of the time, psychologically, you will go home thinking about it. You will have a guilty conscience from the time 5 to 10 minutes after you've left to the time when you find out if the person's okay or not. Okay? Believe it or not, most people will want to know what has happened to that person, if you haven't already stayed there to see the end result, okay? God forbid it happens to you, okay? But you have to realize what happens if the tables were turned, if you were stuck with the pen, okay? What is your reaction to being stuck with the pen? Even just doing this, poking yourself with the pen, what is your reaction to it? Yes, you stop, okay? But if it's not detrimental, everybody will take that inventory of themselves. Oh, it's not, okay, I can continue going. And same with the person thrusting the instrument into the person. They will take inventory. If I thrust and I puncture, I will take inventory of what is about to happen to that person, okay? And I like to call this admiring your work, okay? Boom, I hit it, let's see what happens, okay? And this happens with all self-defense, even in fighting in general. For beginners, if they block a punch or if they cover it really well, they stop and they're like, wow, that worked, and then they forget about the rest of the fight, okay? You have to know how to defend yourself. And defense isn't always about the weapons that you have, but about the exit points, the exit strategies you have, other than resorting to a simple instrument to get you out of this situation. Okay, you have to go in with an exit strategy, not go in with the active strategy and then decide what your exit's going to be. Okay, by then it's usually too late. Okay, so you've got to know how you're going to leave and how you're going to leave successfully without being scathed. Okay, that's the other thing. If you have to understand, there's no if. You basically have to understand that you will get hurt. You are going to get hurt. And you will not walk away from a fight or a confrontation without some type of injury. Plain and simple. I don't care who you are. I don't care how long you've been training. If it's on the street and somebody has intention to do harm to you, it's going to happen. And usually it's going to happen hard, fast, and with a lot of intention, okay? They're there to do their worst damage to you. For you to mitigate it is what's important, but you're not going to walk away a hero, walking away with nothing that happened to you. Very rarely does that happen, only for those who are prepared. And even for those that are prepared, will walk away with something, some type of injury. May it be, broken finger or a knuckle or a bloody nose, fat lip. These are minor things, okay? But the less and less you're prepared, the more and more your injuries you will sustain. So keep that in mind. Think about, it's not so much the pen, okay? Because If you live by the pin, you die by the pin. Okay? You live by the sword, die by the sword. So once again, it's better, tip of the day, better to walk in with an exit strategy. If I'm walking onto a light rail vehicle and it's crowded, I have to know what my exit strategy is. Not necessarily everybody thinks exit, there's a door, I'm walking out. No, I have to understand my situation. If something goes down, I need to know how to get out of that situation. And if the pin is the last resort and I stick it in him and I have nowhere to run except still stay toe to toe with him, then I'm going to be in danger, which I may not want. Keep this in mind, stay tuned, and keep in touch.